Marty Berman and I, maybe 35 years ago, started at Channel 7, we were at Eyewitness News, the Help Center. And what ultimately defeated the Help Center was that it was retail. Here we talked to an audience, an average of 1 million people, local news, but it was giant. Eyewitness News still is. How do you cope with the sheer volume? How many calls do you get typically on one of these notorious cases, and how do you handle them? How do you sort through the wheat from the chaff?
I don't think we've ever really figured that out, because sometimes we're overwhelmed. I have probably the best crew in television. Steve Katz is here as the co-EP of the show, and Avery Mann. Some of these guys have been with me for years and years and years, turned down better paying jobs, stayed with this mission, and we have tried to figure it out for the years. Our website now is overwhelmed with requests from victims all over the world, cops to do cases. Some nights our hotline is just, you've got to wait hours to do it, but I always believed our hotline operators were really better than the cops, because they knew how to wade through the BS. They knew how to filter through the crap. Fugitives would call themselves to give fake tips. People would call with the craziest, bizarre things. You know how people are. You know, this guy is now on Mars. You know, and he's an alien.
He married my daughter.
No, exactly.
I got 3 of them.
Really, but we always had the ability to sort of wade through them, to give good tips to the cops, and we got better at it as we would, over the years. Law enforcement trusted us. It was the small departments that were a little reluctant in the beginning, because it was a national primetime show. They're afraid to be embarrassed or show them that they made a huge mistake in the case. I never burn that bridge or cross that line. That's not what we're about. If I see a screw up on a case or a cop who really doesn't know what he's doing, I've been there. I suffered that when Adam was missing. Took 20 years, 7 years to solve that case. And the new chief of Hollywood Police said, we brutalized his family, we lost evidence, we made huge mistakes, we apologize now. I never burned that bridge. I always say you take the high road. And we got better at it over the years, and we helped the cops. A sheriff would come that had a 2-man department, having not a clue what to do. Got his case on America's Most Wanted. We'd hold his hand on a Saturday night. We'd get the tips. We'd have a U.S. Marshal there, an FBI agent. They'd make the call to Fargo, North Dakota, get somebody out of bed. The marshals would roll in, get the guy, and the sheriff would look like a hero, even though he didn't have a clue what he was doing, except he got his case on America's Most Wanted. So that bond of trust, I think, started with the American public. We got better at weeding it out. The toughest thing, though, is turning down the cases. We probably turn down 100 cases a week. How do you turn down another parent of a murdered child? How do you turn down somebody whose beautiful daughter was raped and murdered 25 years ago? I think that's the toughest thing.